Hi, I'm Christopher Hein, and today we're going to talk about my sixth form. So my sixth form is Saito Sensei's second form, analogous to, similar to. Again, I hit some slightly different points than he hits. Hopefully I'll explain all the points for you to get today. I'm going to call Josh out here. We're going to go to work. Josh? All right, so let's talk about my sixth form, Saito Sensei's second form. Okay, so in this form again, so now that we're into this series, everything's going to be from Jo Kamae here on out as far as Shi goes. Josh is going to be in Ski Kamae, and we're in Josh's range. Remember when we talked about 4 and 5, we talked about that the ideal would be this because it requires very little for me. However, if I'm in a panic state, I'm probably not going to do something so refined. So I'm also very likely to just do this in a panicked state. Now in form 2, the uke is just coming in. Now, of course, we could, or sorry, Saito Sensei's 2, my 6. So we could have Josh go back after this, right? So I could go like this and Josh could hop back and he could use the Jodan Shiuchi in order to do that, right? But in this, he's going to be coming in. So maybe his expectations are that I'm going to hop back and then he's going to chase me down and come get me with that Jodan Shiuchi. But what I do is I very quickly am able to fire off a Chokusuki. So as he comes in here, I fire this Chokusuki off. Okay, so what Josh does is he doesn't have time to make adequate distance and get out of the range of that, so he just uses the transition of Jodan Shiuchi, kind of like you would in Uke Nagashi, and he comes off to the side, right? So as I fire in, he gets off to the side. Okay, now he's going to launch the rest of that Jodan Shiuchi, but because he's close, he's not going to go to my head, he's just going to go to my leg because we're close quarters, and we see that last form too, that we go to this low position. And last form, the way I dealt with it was I went back like this. Okay, but in this form, it's going to take too much time because as I'm turning and stepping and all this, he's likely to get me before I'm able to get there. So all I do is I turn my weapon over right here. So as he goes, boom, I turn my weapon over right here. Okay, now my front is open to him, and so as my front's open, he just subes, comes in there, I clear that away, and I come here to the side, and that's the whole form. Okay, so basically what's happening here is I'm caught a little unaware mentally, so I have a panicked reaction, but I am quickly able to shoot back in with that Chokusuki, and as I do, Josh slides right by that like an Uke Nagashi. Now he goes ahead and finishes his action going for my leg. I defend that. Now my front section's open. He comes in, I knock that aside, and I come here. Now the knock to the side, depending on what's going on, may be more or less necessary. So if we're here and Josh is like... yeah, there we go. Josh is like this. If I'm quick enough that with every action I just get offline, and that's generally the way Saito Sensei shows it, I don't have to do a defense. But if I'm a little behind, I can defend here as I step off to make my new position. Saito Sensei doesn't show that as far as I know, but as a teacher, I'm often doing things as slowly as humanly possible, and when my students realize what we're doing, then they often go as lightning fast as possible. So I have lots of little ways to deal with their crazy explosion of violence, and that's one of them, right? So if you're a lot slower than the other person, you totally can defend your midsection here, a la Sube Barai, and when we get to the spear section, we'll talk about that. But so this is my sixth form, Saito Sensei's second form, analogous to that. I'm Christopher Hein, it's Joshua Teehee, my Solana McDaniels behind that camera right there. See you in the next video.